Viewers can't get enough of the Paramount drama Yellowstone, but do they know which cast member was sued by a Baldwin brother? Who's starting a music career? Or which actor is Barbra Streisand's granddaughter? Keep watching for more interesting details about the cast of TV's hottest show. Kevin Costner's first screen credit came with a minor role in the 1981 comedy Malibu Hot Summer. The low-budget film flopped and was never heard from again, until Costner subsequently became one of Hollywood's biggest stars. As the TV Guide review pointed out, the film was re-released in 1986 on home video under a new title, Sizzle Beach, USA, and marketed as a Costner star vehicle, even though his role was relatively small. Not only was the film a stinker, it also featured Costner in a sex scene he was reluctant to do in the first place. Costner, who plays wealthy cattle rancher John Dutton on Yellowstone, was not happy that this particular blast from his past was resurfacing. So he tried to buy the rights in hopes of burning the negative. But Trauma Entertainment, which held the rights, refused to sell and release the film.
Leverage is known if someone had all the money in the world. This is what they'd buy.
While shooting his Oscar-winning 1990 directorial debut Dances with Wolves in the Black Hills of South Dakota, Kevin Costner fell in love with the land. So enamored was Costner of the area, reported the Buffalo News, that he and his brother Dan purchased a property in Deadwood that they converted into a casino, the Midnight Star Gaming Emporium. Trouble emerged years later, reported CBS News, when Costner fired his managers, who also had a 6.5% ownership stake. When they refused to relinquish ownership, Costner moved to dissolve their partnership, and the matter ended up in court. Costner ultimately won the case, and more than a decade later, in 2017, Costner shut the place down and eventually sold it. Following the devastation wreaked by the Exxon Valdez oil spill, reported The Guardian, Kevin Costner was inspired to spend millions funding research at a company called Ocean Therapy Solutions to develop technology that could clean up similar oil spills. As Costner told CNN, the invention uses a giant centrifuge to separate the oil and water while recycling the oil. Following the BP oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico, the company responsible for the spill ordered 32 of the devices from Costner's company for $24 million each. However, the situation became a little sticky when fellow actor Stephen Baldwin sued Costner. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Baldwin, brother of actors Alec and William, claimed that he and his associate had entered into an agreement to market the technology, but were purposefully excluded from a meeting with BP and ultimately sold their interests back to Costner. Baldwin's convoluted lawsuit sought $17 million in damages. Ultimately, Baldwin's lawsuit proved to be a loser. As The Guardian reported, Costner refused to settle and took the case to trial, where the jury rejected Baldwin's claims.
I don't want to talk about this again.
Costner declared after the verdict, "My name means more to me than money, and that's why we didn't settle." British actor Kelly Reilly is well known these days for her role as Beth Dutton. But back in 2008, Reilly unexpectedly found herself in the tabloids, smack dab in the center of the messy breakup between pop star Madonna and her husband, director Guy Ritchie. At the time, Reilly had just begun filming the Ritchie-directed feature film Sherlock Holmes, when Us Weekly reported Ritchie and Reilly were dating. As it turned out, reports of Reilly's romance with Ritchie were not just wildly exaggerated, but utterly untrue. Reilly said of Ritchie in an interview with The Telegraph, "I had done one day's filming with him and said, 'Hello, how are you?' We'd talked about a scene, and before you knew it, there were press on my parents' doorstep going, 'So, I hear that Kelly's the reason for the divorce.'" As Reilly explained, she was in a relationship with someone else at the time, and barely even knew Ritchie, whom she described as, quote, "a nice guy." Recalling her totally invented scandal in an interview with The Guardian, Reilly wrote it off as, quote, "ridiculous nonsense and very disturbing." Luke Grimes portrays Casey on Yellowstone, son of Kevin Costner's John Dutton. He's also appeared in numerous films and TV series prior to that. According to his IMDb credits, he's appeared in American Sniper, The Magnificent Seven, and all 3 50 Shades of Grey movies, along with such TV series as True Blood and Brothers and Sisters. Beyond his acting work, Grimes has another creative endeavor that he's been pursuing. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight, he revealed he was ready to embark on a sideline as a musician. However, he insisted that whatever happened with his music, it would not be reflected in his Yellowstone role. He told Rolling Stone in early 2022, "I think it would be weird if Casey started singing." Grimes confirmed he'd been writing songs and was looking to launch a career as a country artist. As he told Rolling Stone, music wasn't anything new for him, given he had previously been the drummer in a Los Angeles-based country band. Since the first season of Yellowstone, Taylor Sheridan has portrayed Travis, a horse trader who does business with Costner's John Dutton. Sheridan has, in fact, been acting for decades, and his credits start back to the mid-90s, with roles in series including Star Trek Enterprise and CSI Crime Scene Investigation, along with recurring characters on Sons of Anarchy and Veronica Mars. What viewers of Yellowstone may not know, however, is that he's the same Taylor Sheridan that created the show. While pursuing an acting career, Sheridan carved out a sideline as a top-notch screenwriter, penning the scripts for films Sicario, Hell or High Water, and others. As he revealed in an interview with the Missoulian, he began developing Yellowstone in 2013.
It's the world I know. Every great storyteller told stories in the world that they know.
In the initial announcement for Yellowstone, Sheridan offered a description of the show that, in hindsight, also goes a long way in explaining its popularity. He said, "The show is both timely and timeless. As much as it explores themes painfully relevant to the world today, it explores the very essence of family and how the actions of one member can alter the course of generations." Cole Hauser plays Rip Wheeler on Yellowstone, husband of Kelly Reilly's Beth. Ostensibly employed as a ranch hand, Rip is also the Dutton family fixer, making problems go away via tactics that may not be exactly legal. Hauser is no Hollywood neophyte, with his roster of IMDb credits stretching back to the early 90s, including films such as Good Will Hunting and Too Fast, Too Furious. One of his pre-Yellowstone roles, however, unexpectedly led to controversy in an Eastern European country, the 2005 horror movie The Cave, which shot in Romania. Hauser shared with Movie Hole his not-so-fond memories of working in the country. Well, Romania has a distinctive smell to begin with, so driving to work stunk, and then walking on the set stunk even worse. And then you're in close quarters with these guys, and Europeans aren't known for their hygiene. Given that Yellowstone is filmed in the wide-open spaces of Montana and Utah, it's a safe assumption that Hauser, or at least his nose, is enjoying his latest project a whole lot more. Kelsey Asbille is known to Yellowstone viewers as Monica, wife of Grimes' character Casey. Monica is Native American, granddaughter of Elder Felix Long on the Broken Rock Reservation that abuts the Duttons' ranch. Asbille told W Magazine, being of English, Chinese, and Cherokee descent, portraying a Native American on Yellowstone provided an opportunity to, quote, get in touch with that side of my heritage. However, while the New York Times identified Asbille as being descended from the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians, BuzzFeed News reported that actor Sonny Skyhawk made some inquiries to the nation's tribal enrollment office, which could find no record of Asbille or any evidence that she's actually of Cherokee descent. Regardless of the authenticity of Asbille's heritage, at least one Native American actor called out Yellowstone for not casting an actor with a less tenuous heritage. Adam Beach, known for his roles in Flags of Our Fathers and Law & Order Special Victims Unit, took to Instagram to register his objections. Beach wrote, quote, failure in diversity, and asked Native American actors to boycott Yellowstone. According to Beach, casting Asbille in that role was essentially telling the world that there are no Native actresses capable of leading a TV show. Fans of Yellowstone know Wes Bentley from his role as Jamie, adopted son of John Dutton. Film and television viewers will also recall Bentley from his roles in TV's American Horror Story and such movies as American Beauty and The Hunger Games.
We have a real problem.
One big project not appearing on the actor's IMDb page, however, is Spider-Man. A report from back in 2000 claimed Bentley was on the Spidey shortlist. While Maguire ultimately landed the role, it was only after Bentley had already turned it down. As Bentley told the Express Tribune, in his younger days, it was something of a knee-jerk reaction to turn down offers for big-budget projects. He said, "I didn't want to go there because I believed in what I did in American Beauty was special, and I had higher expectations for myself to do something like that again." Looking back, Bentley admitted that he would now look at projects like Spider-Man with more of an open mind than he did when he was younger. There's no denying that Yellowstone character Jimmy has experienced the show's most dramatic transformation, from drug-dealing lowlife to respected cowboy. As played by actor Jefferson White, Jimmy has become a fan favorite with the show's viewers. In early 2022, the actor shared a message on his Instagram stories to warn that someone had been impersonating him online. He said in a video he posted, "Hey, a bunch of people been telling me they're getting an email from a fake me. So I'm sorry if you get an email, I didn't send it to you. Unless you want to give me your social security number? Just kidding." White concluded by clarifying that whoever was pretending to be him most decidedly was not, and instructed his Instagram followers not to respond to the fake Jefferson White. Gil Birmingham should be instantly recognizable to fans of the Twilight movies for portraying Billy Black. On Yellowstone, Birmingham, who is of Comanche ancestry, plays Thomas Rainwater, chief of the Broken Rock Reservation. Interestingly enough, Birmingham entered acting via bodybuilding, which he viewed as a form of creative expression. He told Cowboys and Indians, "I was fascinated that you could sculpt a body like a piece of sculpture." Even though his pumped physique led to an acting-adjacent gig playing Conan the Barbarian at Universal Studios theme park, a career in movies and TV was never the end game. As it turned out, Birmingham's real entry into showbiz came when he was scouted at a gym to be one of the bodybuilders in the music video for Diana Ross's song, Muscles. Recalling he had, quote, "so much fun on the set," his girlfriend at the time suggested he take some acting lessons. Birmingham recalled, "And I said, hey, I don't know. I don't really have a direction going right now. Let's see what this acting thing's about." In 2020, USA Today reported that Josh Holloway of Lost fame was joining the cast of Yellowstone for its third season, playing Rourke Morris, a rancher at odds with John Dutton. Prior to joining Yellowstone, Holloway dropped by Jimmy Kimmel Live to promote his sci-fi series Colony. During his appearance, he shared a bizarre occurrence that happened while filming in Vancouver, when he found himself stuck in traffic. Holloway tried to clamp down on his impulse to erupt in furious road rage. However, he recalled after being stuck for about 25 minutes, he was, quote, shaking, joking that his, quote, American really wants to come out. Finally, Holloway saw the cause of the delay was a worker in a construction zone, wielding a stop sign and, quote, having a blast, and pointing the sign at drivers. Holloway erupted.
I'm like, hey, you blanky blank, you better move your blank out of the way or I'll run it to blank over.
The object of Holloway's ire then offered an unexpected response. According to Holloway, the man turned around and dropped his pants and mooned Holloway. Ryan Bingham has appeared in multiple episodes of Yellowstone as Walker, an ex-con who landed on the bad side of Dutton family enforcer Rip. While Yellowstone isn't Bingham's only acting credit, acting isn't his primary vocation. Bingham is actually an acclaimed singer-songwriter who won a 2010 Oscar for The Weary Kind, a song he co-wrote for the film Crazy Heart, starring Jeff Bridges. Bingham's role in Yellowstone came after he met with series creator Taylor Sheridan, who was interested in having Bingham write a song for Wind River, a film Sheridan directed. While that didn't work out, the two remained friendly and stayed in touch. Bingham said in an interview with Cinema Blend, "He contacted me again about possibly writing some songs and using some of the songs that I already had. And after hanging out for a while, he learned that I had a history with rodeo and the cowboy thing. And so he said, heck, I gotta write you into this show." Eden Brolin has appeared in numerous episodes of Yellowstone as Mia, a rodeo barrel racer. Prior to Yellowstone, Brolin was best known for her role on the freeform sci-fi series Beyond. Of course, she's equally well known as the daughter of Josh Brolin, whose roles include Cable in Deadpool 2 and Thanos in Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. She's also the granddaughter of actor James Brolin. He told Closer Weekly of his granddaughter's burgeoning acting career. "She's doing so well. She's the sweetest girl and she's been singing and playing the piano since I remember, since she was 7 years old. This is kind of all natural to her. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about celebs are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one."